Hi, I'm at a homeowner's house in Alexandria, Virginia, and the homeowner was telling me that he's having a leak in this location here. And after we did the full inspection, we noticed that the skylight is one of the problems, but there are several other problems that's causing the skylight to leak. And if we were to just change the flashing on the skylight and say everything came out perfect, the skylight would still leak. But I'll get into that later on about that. For the time being, I'd like to explain to you what needs to be done with the skylight. First off, we need to remove all the shingles completely around the entire perimeter of the skylight. Once that is done, we then remove all the damaged step flashing, all the flashing completely around the skylight, and then install an ice and water shield that gets glued to the wood deck, and it comes up the sides of the skylight. Then we re-shingle completely around the entire perimeter of the skylight. And as a precautionary measure, where the metal frame here joins up against the glass on all four sides, there's a gasket that's underneath. And after so many years, that gasket becomes deteriorated. And to prevent leakage due to that, we apply a clear polyurethane sealant completely around the entire perimeter of the glass in the skylight with a polyurethane sealant, and that will prevent leakage from hard driving rains. The other problems that I was speaking about is the roof vent and the pipe flange. They have nails penetrating through them, and that can cause leakage to the skylight as well. So what we need to do is replace both, and once they're replaced, then re-shingle around the entire perimeter of both penetrations. And lastly, this is an architectural roof, and where two shingles join, like here we have like a seam, if you lift that up, you should never see a nail centered in between where two shingles join. That can also cause the skylight to leak, and the way that happens is that if any one of those nails that's in the middle of the seam is loose, that can cause leakage like right away. Or if those nails are fastened in there real tight, they become eventually rusted, and when they become rusted, they become porous, and that will cause the skylight to leak, and it could happen anywhere else in the house too. So you never put nails fastened in between where two shingles join. The type of shingle that we would use on this roof, the color is weathered wood, and it's made by GAF. So what we always do is we try to do a repair and make it look like it's never been touched. And what I mean by that is, say this location was in the front of the house. What we would do is take shingles from another part of the house that you can't see and use those shingles in the front of the house around the skylight and the pipe flange and the roof vent. But if this is in the back of the house, we would then use the same shingle, the same color, made by the same manufacturer. But being that this roof is approximately 10 years old, you would see a little bit of a difference in the color, but there's nothing that you could do about that. And strangely enough, I was surprised that this pipe flange here was done perfectly well. There was no nails going through the flashing, so there was several different mechanics doing this roof, and one just happened to be a lot more experienced than the other one. My name is Ken Breezemeister from Roof.net, and I could be reached at 703-303-8546, and always our estimates are free. Have a great day.